XP dub, XP dub, XP dub. Fuck no!
And a matchup 20 years in the making. Matt Cross, Josh Prohibition. I was there 20 years ago in the building in Broadview Heights. As Steve Guy said, just down the road from where we are today. There's a locker room sellout around me on the stage, locker room sellout of commentary.
You gonna introduce us, Wadsworth, or what?
I figure if I just keep talking, you guys won't be able to do anything.
It's kind of bullshit. So I'm Colin Delaney. Yep. MJF is here. We're gonna do commentary. You're welcome. We pretty much don't give a fuck if Wadsworth talks at all, but he already put himself over a ton.
Since he has like several different chins, that he's able to move the mouth flaps enough to make any like sound come out.
Josh Prohibition and Matt Cross known each other for quite some time. Came up together through the backyards of Brecksville, Ohio, down the road.
I'll tell you what, I've wrestled Matt Cross at least 7 times. One of the times at All In, no big deal. One of the biggest wrestling extravaganzas in the history of the business. But I'll say this, Matt Cross, very talented individual. Very, very athletic, as you see right now.
The innovator of aerial insanity.
I've never wrestled Josh Prohibition. Colin, do you have any notes on Joshua?
Yeah, so I have teamed with and wrestled both men, and the most fun thing for me is seeing two guys who know each other in and out, getting to do it like they're about to do it.
They're gonna do it?
Yeah, you gotta say do it as many times as you can get it in.
All right, let's do it.
And get it in.
And do it.
Two guys who came for years. They grew up together. In fact, it was Josh Prohibition who introduced Matt Cross to ECW, given the idea that he ever could be a professional wrestler.
ECW comments.
Very cool of you. Very cool of you. ECW legend, Colin Delaney.
Classy of you.
Matt Cross.
The hardcore pioneers of
looking,
generation.
has Prohibition down. You want to talk about a blast from the past? Head up for that flagpole splash.
Here we go.
And Prohibition knows it better than anyone.
Man, this match has been all dudes so far, though.
And now has Prohibition down in another spot.
So these guys are practically brothers, right? I mean, both of them started in the industry at the same time.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, man! Flagpole press into the elbow drop.
So Bosworth, here is my question. Are you ready?
Perhaps.
Who do you think is the better wrestler? And you have to answer.
I think it depends what elements you're looking at.
Nope, gotta answer it definitively.
Knee-jerk reaction, go.
Go, boom, gun to your head, go.
Well, right now you'd have to say it's Matt Cross with a kick like that, driving into Prohibition.
We'll make sure we let Josh know that in the back.
But from an unbiased opinion here, the dude has been doing it a lot more than Josh. I think going back in the day.
And TKO down across the guardrail.
Back in the day, though, you probably would have thought 50-50. And in fact, you probably would have thought Josh the leader, Josh the better speaker. Josh had the more upside.
Josh right now, speaking of up, just diving over the guardrail.
We're about to go best of backyard up in this bitch.
Prohibition, of course, we talked about DJ Z earlier tonight. You heard when he was introduced. The credentials, Josh Prohibition, the only other person
The Larry guy?
to have held the AIW Absolute Intense and Tag Team Championships, as well as a former Gauntlet for the Gold winner. These two, as Colin mentioned earlier, know each other inside and out.
Honestly, this is absolutely insane. I mean, we're talking about two of the pioneers here in the Midwest in professional wrestling.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you really have to give hats off to them. It's not, if it wasn't for these two guys right here, you know, a lot of us wouldn't be in professional wrestling today.
No, for sure.
I mean, I would be because backyard wrestling to me is absolute garbage. But everyone else.
Yeah, but you were like, when these guys started, when these guys were really doing their thing, you were legitimate sperm.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, so you don't have it like some of the rest of us have it. But this really was when I was growing up.
Oh yeah, you're old too,
Yeah,
aren't
I'm
you?
old, man.
You're an old piece of shit.
Yeah,
I was born in 1996. For anyone
That's
who's
crazy. I remember the year 1996, which is crazy.
Wow.
I remember things going on then.
Any vivid memories of 1996 that you could lend to the listeners here?
Yeah. I'm not doing it.
All masturbatory, I'd imagine?
No.
Prohibition sending Matt Cross back into the ring.
He winked at me. That's a yes. Back to the matchup here.
Boot to the midsection. Prohibition taking over, looking to slow it down.
See, this is why I enjoy Josh Prohibition more than Matt Cross. I'll tell you what, Matt Cross is too worried about his little flippy doos and skippity skips and dibbity doo-dows. Josh Prohibition, he slows it down.
Prohibition just got a shot to the jaw, though.
Also, can we talk about Josh Prohibition probably looking the best he's looked possibly in his entire career?
I mean, both these brothers are jacked.
Yeah, someone needs to send a picture.
Woo! Oh, Rana off the top.
Big top rope Rana. Here comes dude. Don't think so.
Provo out of the way, eats the back elbow. These two, of course, sweeps the leg back of the head, but he bounces back into Prohibition.
Someone needs to send a picture of Josh Prohibition to BJ Whitmer, because that is young BJ Whitmer in the ring. Right now. Look at him. Look at him.
Whatever happened to that guy, BJ Whitmer?
Who knows?
Of course, I talked about Prohibition being former AEW Absolute Intent and Tag Team Champion. It was with Matt Cross that he held those tag team titles, as they had reunited a team that was successful, the final XPW Tag Team Champions.
I mean, XPW, amazing product. Everybody remembers XPW, especially me.
I was just going to say, do you even know what that is?
Guys like Jeff Cannonball, DJ Hyde, Matt Tremont.
As we just saw Damien 666 walk past us. It was on the other side of that tag team title feud.
Was he really? Man.
It was indeed. These two had wars with Damien. Prohibition dropping down, floating, rolling all the way through.
You can talk about the fact that he's bald, but what you really should be talking about is how great of a technical wrestler.
Well, you don't remember this because you're too young, but he had some sweet spiky hair back when spiky hair was cool, like the straight up and down.
He had hair?
It was very spiky.
It's a very non-visual thing, but I did like a spiky thing with my hands.
Yeah.
At the
My head.
At the same time, Matt Cross had very blonde hair and no beard.
Yeah. No, it's true. He's been growing that beard for the last 20 years.
You mean to tell me that man has not shaved his beard not one time?
Not one time.
Prohibition pulling him back up. That big right hand.
Beautiful right hand.
But I mean that when I say that back in the day, if you looked at the two of the team, a lot of people would have said that Josh Prohibition was the heart of the team. He was the work of the team.
Now, do you think that makes a guy like Josh mad when he looks at a guy like Matt Cross, who has accomplished so much in professional wrestling?
Sure. I'm sure he says it could have been him.
Bosworth, you're not needed here.
I'm sure he says it could have been him. And it could have been, because he's got all the talent in the world. And right now, great time to ball out, great time to show it for Josh. Oh, here we go.
Transitioning over. Well, Josh was the first to say when these two went head-to-head a few years back at Absolution 9. Going into that, he pointed out that, he loved the life that he had gotten into. He had a steady career. He's got a family that he adores.
Life, regular life.
That's disgusting. Like a family, you mean?
Yes.
That's
he's happy with what he's doing, but man, there is always that thought probably of what could have been.
Well, and Josh absolutely is a guy that became very disenfranchised with professional wrestling.
what happened?
And
Ask Bosworth later.
Got it. Anyway, very disenfranchised, super jacked. I agree, Bosworth.
up and over M-Dog, landing on his feet. Shoulder to the midsection. Slingshot over from Cross. Nothing doing. Holding on. Little blast from the past right there.
Nice.
We've seen so many times over the last 20 years exactly that out of Matt Cross.
I tell you, it was all Matt Cross early. But you could tell Josh wasn't going to let it go down like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you straight up. I mean, and I hope this is what the crowd's thinking as well. These guys are going in just like people my age would, 22, 23, that age.
Oh, double stop right between the shoulder blades.
I mean, they're moving like heroes.
Sure. And I mean,
Rolled through! Right into the rib cage.
Wow.
1, 2, and no, Prohibition gets the shoulder up.
but I was going to say nothing against Josh Prohibition, but Matt Cross has been doing it at such a high level for such a long time. We've come to expect it out of Matt Cross. But Josh Prohibition, once again, he's not going to let this go. He's not just going to, he did not walk into this thing, you know, saying, I know he's been all over the world, I'm just going to phone it in. He came here to bring it.
Yeah, and you can tell from both these guys' mannerisms and facial expressions, this isn't a nostalgia match.
No.
They're out there to prove a point.
I've watched a good portion of the card tonight, and already this is easily one of the best matches of the night.
Prohibition up, catching Matt Cross.
Other than you in the franchise, that was great.
Fucking dope.
M-Dog driving the point of that elbow down on the back of Prohibition's head.
If
Drops
M-Dog
him.
jumps out of the ceiling, and then Sanjay Dutt comes out and they have a bested backyard through it, I'm going to lose my mind.
Remember that video of Sanjay Dutt like just wrestling in high school?
Yeah.
But like not like a high school gym, like an India. Oh!
Arabian press, Prohibition out of the way. Prohibition looking for a drunken driver. Ducks underneath, wheelbarrow position, wheelbarrow suplex out of Prohibition.
Brainbuster.
Oh, right across the knee, the back of the skull hit. 1, 2. And only a 2 for Prohibition.
Ever the resilient little elf, still kicking out.
Yeah, but Josh Prohibition knowing that he's got to roll a couple things together to put the dude away, you know? These guys know each other so well. They know what it's going to take to put the other one away. They know one simple thing is not going to do it. They got to pull out all the stops. No, don't do it. Speaking of,
Oh, you talk about pulling out all the stuff.
Whenever you're
Listen,
Don't ever stop.
listen. I don't know. I know Max has never seen the Best of Backyard tapes that came out. I'm sure you did at some point, Colin. These two tried to kill each other.
I've watched Josh Prohibition go through glass panes. I've watched these guys give it all for wrestling.
Prohibition calling for it to go back to the backyard.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be honest, you know, I'm a huge fan of classic old school wrestling, but when this style is done properly, this new breed, this hybrid style, and let's face backyard style, and they're not ashamed to say it, when it's done right
Oh,
like
wait a
this,
second.
it's a thing of violent beauty!
MK Ultra out of Matt Cross right onto the chair. 2 and no!
No way! Josh Prohibition ain't going out like that. Are you
kidding me?
He ain't going down like that. No way!
Bill Watts is rolling in his grave.
Matt Cross in disbelief, perhaps as much as Mr. Watts would be.
Anyway, we're Googling if Bill Watts is dead.
Matt Cross trying to figure out what it's going to take.
If he's not, you know, congrats, Bill. I'm really proud of you. You've led an amazing life, and I apologize. He's alive? Yep, Bill Watts is alive.
Once again, Josh Prohibition ain't going out like that.
Chopping right back and forth.
You can make an easy case that this match means more to Josh Prohibition. You can.
And Matt Cross does not have as much pepper behind his forearms as Josh is.
Matt
You can
Cross
tell-
does this every night all across the world. This means so much more for Josh.
Well, here's the thing. That's true anytime when it comes to AIW with Josh Prohibition. We talked earlier about the fact that He's got a family that he adores, couple daughters. He got his wife and one of his daughters is in the building. He said his daughter's never seen him wrestle before. His daughter's never watched video of it. It's the first time she's seeing it.
She's as mystified as I am right now.
And no, countering out of the drunken driver attempt. Handspring ace crusher.
He got him and he's right there.
I think he's thinking SSP right here. Can Matt Cross hit his signature maneuver here?
The innovator of aerial insanity is calling for everybody to get up.
This crowd all on their feet.
Headed up top, shooting star. Prohibition catching him slow package too. No!
Yeah, that was it.
And this crowd is right. This is awesome.
This is Josh's chance. Come on, J-Pro.
Prohibition grabbing that chair.
Josh, one who never strayed away from the violence, got that chair back involved.
And setting up. Wait, oh, looking for the drunken driver again. Cross was ready for it. Wait, Cross. Drunken driver from Matt Cross. Cross hits the drunken driver on the chair. No!
This is what AIW is all about.
Like I said, Josh is not going to go down like that. This means more to him. He's not going to let it go down like that. If Matt wants to pin him, he's going to have to do something crazy. And that's not crazy enough.
Prohibition rolled.
What advice would you give to these two competitors at this juncture in the match?
I don't know. I just think Josh feels like he's got more to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, Matt needs to step up the intensity. I'm not sure Matt's got the memo yet of what's going on here. Matt's been going for it. Matt's been throwing it. But Josh has got more, all the heart.
On right now, Prohibition wisely rolled to the outside after that kick out. But now that Cross is out there with them.
Both of these men have been beating each other to an absolute massive hope of like the human condition. You are not supposed to be able to consume this much punishment, this much pain. Matt Cross's neck, his spine, his knees, you can tell just by the way he's walking around this ring. He is very, very messed up right now. And he's the one standing.
Yeah, but the thing is, neither one of these guys are going to let this go. You know what I'm saying? Neither one wants to be the one who comes out on the losing end of this match. You know, it's been 20 years in the making. I think Matt's starting to get the memo, you know? Like, this means more to Josh. But Matt's not just going to let that go. He's not just going to...
Cross sending a table in it.
Desperation here out of Matt Cross now.
And here's the thing, Colin. We've been talking so much about Matt traveling the world, the fact that he's had success all over the world, and Josh is essentially here in AIW and that's it. But you have to think that maybe there's a part of Matt that has so much frustration that Josh has had immensely more success here in AIW than Matt has. BWF, the Brecksville Wrestling Federation, where it all started.
Goes for the Death Valley driver. Josh up for the power bomb.
Has him up, Matt, fighting out. The right hands. And reverse Rana just dropping Prohibition on his head.
Come on.
Oh, wait a second. These two up on that table.
What are we thinking here, Matt Cross?
Drunken driver on the table?
He's looking for it.
His daughter's here.
He's looking for it, but Josh is out. Josh has him cinched up. Drunken driver through the table. 1, 2, 3.
This will go down as one of the greatest matchups in the history of this company. 20 years in the making.
Fucking masterful.
I've been wrestling with this dude for 20 years. And he's never been carried out of a match, and he ain't getting carried out tonight. Now that I know that that's okay, if you can ever be okay after a professional wrestling match, I have one very important question to ask tonight for the AIW faithful. Is it good to be alive in Northeast Ohio on a Friday night in an AIW show match? 20 years ago, I never imagined I'd be standing in a professional wrestling ring, because when a 15-year-old John Thorne contacted me 20 years ago and told me he was running a wrestling show, I thought two things. The first, it never happened. The second, if it did by some miracle happen, it would be our one and only time him and I ever stepped in a ring. So we went balls to the wall. We broke every table we could steal from Mount Union College. Thank you, Ted. And at that show, we were introduced to JT Lightning. And I don't know where they're at, but I owed a debt of gratitude to John Thorne and Pat Flanagan for giving us the first chance ever to step in this ring. Because without it, we never meet JT, we never get trained, we never get to go on the road, and we never get to live the life that has brought so much joy to us. That never would have happened. So I'm sorry, I know there's one more match, but I feel like there's a few people I need to thank. First and foremost, our family and our friends for all the years of support. This is my first time, that's my dad over there. It's the first time he's ever seen me wrestle live. Thank you, Dad, for not throwing me out of the house when I came home bloody, concussed, and with staples in my head. And I think you gave me those staples, didn't you? Couple others. My wife Alicia is here tonight, who 10 years ago changed my life for the better. I never imagined I could be so happy. She'll never understand professional wrestling because it's weird. But she tolerates me doing it, and I appreciate that. And last but not least, my daughter Sophia, this is her first ever AIW wrestling show. What the hell, I'm gonna retire soon. Sophia, get in here. That's some style. That's a heck of a shirt too. And a couple more thank yous, and I'll get the heck out of here so they get out with the gauntlet. One of the most important thank yous is for you, the fans, because I see familiar faces in here that I saw 20 years ago still supporting us, still giving us the praise that we love and we adore, still cheering for us, still buying merchandise. Without every single one of you, there is no AIW. There's no chance for these kids in 40-year-old bodies to live their dreams. And the final thank you. When I was 17 years old, I had this makeshift awful band called 4 Kids, 1 Brain. And we were playing a concert concert at Brecksville High School, and in the middle of my awful attempt at music, some dude in a straight-edge hooded sweatshirt got up on stage and started pulling perfect moonsaults to the floor. And it was like that moment in Step Brothers where they're sitting in their bedroom and they say, "Did we just become best friends?" Yup. And for the last 23 years, this guy and I have traveled, we've bled, he's made me laugh more times than I can count. I'll never forget the scars, the miles, or the memories that you brought in my life. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everything you've ever done for me, and it means the world for me to be able to step in the ring with you 20 years later. I love you like a brother, and I hope about 30 years from now, we're still the old guys in punk rock shows creeping out those young kids.